and she's missing.
I called hospitals, I called jails, I called the morgue.
With the clock ticking, police search everywhere.
Just seemed like it was dead end after dead end after dead end.
But there's one witness has seen it all.
Unbelievable. You watch that surveillance, it made you physically sick.
Can surveillance video help police find Kenia Monge before it's too late? Thursday, March 31st, 2011, Denver, Colorado. 19-year-old student Kenia Monge is hanging out at the family house with mom and younger sister Kim.
Hey, check this out.
She's just finished a semester in broadcasting at a local college.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Kenia kept a pretty active social life.
Ooh, nice. I like it.
She did what all their friends were doing. They like to go out and party.
What nail polish is this?
I want to go.
Okay.
Kenia's boyfriend, Louis Easton, arrives to give Kenia a ride back to their apartment before she heads out for a night on the town.
She was just a really good person. She had a really good heart. You know, the fun things come in small packages. She was like 4'11", really little.
At 19, Kenia's not old enough to visit Denver's bars and clubs. But her boyfriend, Louis, manages a 16 and over hookah bar.
When she was leaving, she looked at me and she said bye, and I was blowing kisses to her.
It should have been just a normal day in the life of this pretty young woman. But it wasn't. The next day, April 1st, Kenia's family gets the first sign that something's wrong.
Her boyfriend called me.
Hey, Kimberly.
And he asked me if I've spoken to her, and I told him no.
And you haven't heard from her?
And he said, oh, well, she didn't come home and she's missing. And I was just like, okay, this is like some sick April Fool's joke.
Hi. I knew that something was wrong.
Nobody's heard anything.
I called my job and I went home.
Dad!
This is no April Fool's joke.
Have we heard anything?
No.
Nothing?
Me and Kenia spoke to each other all day, every day. It was kind of weird if we didn't speak to each other.
Has she called you at all?
No.
Just check. Try calling her again.
Kenia's father grows more and more worried by the minute.
And let us know if you hear anything at all.
He tracks down the girls Kenia was with the night before.
Kenia.
Gigi and Brittany show up at the house.
Hi.
The family have a lot of questions.
I was just like, okay, so where's my sister? You guys should have called way earlier.
Talk to me.
Yeah, we thought she might be here.
They saw the seriousness of the situation and they started telling me the truth about what they were doing.
And the truth was, they hadn't been to Louis's 16 and over bar.
We went to a club last night.
A club?
How are you guys getting into these clubs? It was only that evening when I found out that, well, we've got false IDs.
Using those fake IDs, the girls get into a downtown bar called 24K.
Have fun.
They were just having a good time, expecting to meet up at the end of the night and go home together. So no one was really watching what everyone else was doing.
No. No. There are only like 7 people.
Later, the girls realize Kenia's gone.
She left with that guy? This isn't her.
If you guys would have just stayed together and didn't let my sister leave anywhere, then none of this would have happened.
The girls hand over Kenia's purse and cell phone.
Oh my God.
Something's wrong here because I know one thing that she would never be without was her cell phone, period.
It's a huge red flag for Kenia's family, and panic takes hold.
Maybe we can get some information.
That is when I immediately decided I needed to make a missing persons report.
I need to report my daughter missing.
And the officer on the desk took all of the information.
Her name is Kenia Monge.
He said within the first 72 hours, they usually come home.
Tony can only hope the officer is right. Kenia became Tony's stepdaughter when he married her mom, Maria. The family all came together in 2004.
I was so happy. I feel like everything was so perfect to me in the day.
My first impression of her when she first got here was how short she was. I mean, she was 4'11" and initially very shy.
Oh my goodness, I have a sister now. This is so weird. I was so excited. I was like, now I can do everything with her. She was my role model. She was everything I wanted to be.
The clock is ticking. If Kenia is to be found, investigators need to start tracking her, and fast. Detectives Luis Estrada and Nash Garule take charge of the case. They call in Deputy DA Carrie Lombardi. She also works for the Missing Persons Unit.
When someone's missing, all you can really do is go backwards and see where they'd been and try to figure out who was the last person to see them.
Estrada questions Gigi, the friend Kenia was with, the night she went missing. She describes a typical night out.
Brittany and I went to go get some drinks and...
Except for one thing.
I mean, I remember her dancing with this guy.
She was dancing in the bar with a guy. And next thing you know, both her and the guy are gone. They thought she went to the bathroom and really didn't even know that she was gone until the bar closed. And that's when they all realized that, we still have Kenia's purse, we still have her car keys, we have her cell phone, and there's no Kenia.
Police head to the last place anyone saw Kenia, the 24K bar in downtown Denver. Detectives show bar staff Kenia's image.
What did they see? Did they see anything suspicious? Did they see a man arguing with a young woman?
But in such a busy bar, it's hard to keep track of everyone who comes and goes.
Stairs, do you have any up here?
And that's when they spot what could be their best witness. There are multiple surveillance cameras watching the bar around the clock.
Starting at the bar that she was at with her friends, we've got as much surveillance as was possible.
The footage is loaded into the system.
You're hoping to find out where was she, what time is it, how does she look, who's she with.
They queue up the first tape. They expect this will give them the best chance to see more of the bar than any other camera at 24K.
Can you go back a little? I don't know where she is.
They scan the Thursday night crowd, desperately looking for any sign of Kenia. A girl in a short black dress.
No, all I'm seeing is bar staff.
Then, from behind a group of dancers, they spot something.
It's her right there. Freeze on that. Let's pull that one up.
The mysterious story of what happened to Kenia Monge begins on the floor of this bar. "19-year-old college student Kenia Monge is missing. She disappeared after a night out with friends. Now detectives have a witness that may have seen everything. The team gathered to scrutinize the footage from surveillance cameras at the bar, 24K, looking for any sign of Kenia or the mystery man she was allegedly with. They see something.
There, freeze on that. Let's pull that one up.
They're looking for a woman in a short black dress. Is it Kenia? They push in tighter. they need one telling detail from the security footage. Police know Kenia was wearing red shoes the night she went missing. The girl in the black dress and black shoes isn't Kenia.
2 a.m. approximately.
At 1:40 a.m., Kenia's friends Gigi and Brittany were still in the club, who as of now are the last to have seen her alive. They load up the footage from camera 2. It's directly above the dance floor, but there might be a problem.
No, I can't see anything on that.
If a light is pointing into the lens, they won't get a thing from camera 2. Any bar's most important cameras cover the front door.
Okay, there she is.
Yeah.
Right there.
They know Gigi, Brittany, and Kenia arrive at 24K. They enter the bar at just after 11:30 p.m. Now they can establish a timeline.
Blow that one up.
Yep.
Yes.
If Kenia arrived, she must have left, and they need to know who with.
All right.
Until they know that, the investigation is at a dead end.
Roll forward to the end of the night.
It's 1:45. The bar is about to close. Gigi and Brittany are among the last out of the door.
Where's she?
But Kenia isn't caught on camera leaving.
We looked for any footage of her during the time she was there or leaving the bar, and they had none. So, another dead end.
The mystery only deepens. Kenia enters the bar, but police never see her leave, at least out the front door. Meanwhile, Kenia's family launches a search of their own.
There's no step-by-step guide for what you should be doing, so you're trying to figure that out. Okay, now what do? We get search parties together, and we get these rudimentary flyers together.
Some of her friends were with us, and we were just posting pictures, asking people around if they've seen my sister. I always had that thought in my head that she was going to come back home.
Lead investigators Estrada and Garule head back to the club.
Working?
Yes, I was.
Okay, do you want to show him a picture?
And when they question the bouncers,
I had to kick her out, though.
How come?
they uncover something significant.
Kenia and this guy had been kicked out of the bar at the same time because she appeared to be intoxicated.
The bouncer walked Kenia and a young man through the bar and showed them out through the back door. That's why no camera at the front door ever captured Kenia leaving the club.
She left her purse and money and her cell phone and her keys behind. You know, was she just so intoxicated that she did that?
No choice but to kick her out, really.
Was she with anybody?
The bouncer gives detectives another valuable clue.
He had seen Kenia and this guy going in the direction of 15th and California.
Right there? Yeah.
Okay.
Straight ahead. Hang tight.
Without that tip, police would not have known where to look. So they started now looking for any kind of surveillance video that picked up Kenia and whoever she was with.
Bar 24K isn't the only Denver business with security cameras. Investigators discover there are hundreds of cameras from sidewalks, local businesses, and apartment buildings.
So 15th in California is Club 24. That's where we're going to start our search from. Yeah. We need to get all the cameras.
It was a big task. Officers were going to all those businesses, and some of them would go in and you could view the footage there. And then if there was something, they could download that or take it.
That area.
Police round up footage from every camera on 15th Street and bring it in to headquarters.
We need you guys to go through it all, frame by frame.
The bouncer says he kicked Kenia and the young man out around 1 a.m. So they rewind the tapes to just after 1.
Wearing a black dress, red shoes. Comb through every single frame, guys. Okay?
With the clock ticking, they go tape by tape. And finally, when they check video from a 15th Street apartment building, they hit pay dirt.
Cool, he's got something here.
Kenia Monge has now been missing for 5 days.
She's like this tall.
She was last seen at a Denver nightclub. Police know that she arrived, but she didn't leave through the front door. Police have rounded up tape from dozens of other downtown Denver cameras. And they've just found their first sighting of Kenia since she left the bar.
Cool, he's got something here. Hey, that's her walking.
It's Kenia Monge, and she's not alone.
Did you see that?
That's her. That's definitely
I'm gonna call Carrie.
Detectives have struck gold. This apartment building has a swarm of security cameras. A young man enters the lobby carrying his shoes. Kenia is not far behind, holding her own distinctive red shoes. It doesn't look like anyone is forcing Kenia to be there, but she is very unsteady on her feet.
Who's this guy she's with? I mean, could this person have anything to do with her disappearance?
Police need to know who's the white man in the black t-shirt and red sleeves. They go back and replay the footage, frame by frame.
That's definitely her.
She got into an elevator with him. That was real evidence of where she had been and at what time.
At 1:15 a.m., a camera on the 5th floor picks up the trail. Detectives get a closer look at the man. He casually tosses his shoes. Kenia doesn't look distressed, but she's clearly intoxicated and vulnerable. Kenia and the mystery man disappear out of the frame with no other clue as to where they go next. At least detectives know that Kenia was alive and well at 1:16 a.m. on the morning she vanished.
Everyone thought, well, maybe he knows something. Maybe this is the person who knows what happened to Kenia.
Detectives head for the loft apartments, looking for the mystery man seen with Kenia. They head to the 5th floor. Police need to know which apartment Kenia and the mystery man go in. So they start knocking on doors. They reach apartment 103. It's the man from the footage. His name is Cade Douglas. They bring Douglas to headquarters, then start to interrogate him.
Yeah, that's it.
Tell me the story from the club to your
Okay, so I'm at the club.
Cade admits that he met Kenia at the
I'm
club.
dancing. I see this pretty girl over there. What's a guy gonna do, right? Goes over, starts dancing with her. And, you know, we had a good time. We were dancing. We both got a bit drunk. And she got kicked out.
Go. Get the hell out of here.
Come on, Mike. Let's
After they were thrown out of the bar, Cade offers to take Kenia back to his place, just a few blocks away.
We went back to my place.
Come on in. Yeah.
But Kenia doesn't stay long.
He just told police that he was showing Kenia his loft.
I'm gonna go.
And she left a few minutes later, nothing happened, and she left there safely.
There's one way to find out if Cade is lying. Police go back to the video to check his story.
Hey.
They cue up the video to the moment she re-enters the picture by the elevator.
A few minutes later, you see her come back down and leave that area.
Okay, so it looks like she's leaving the building.
Yeah, now she's leaving.
Kenia staggers out the doorway in the front lobby, alone.
So we knew nothing happened to her there. She was still alive. She was still well at that point.
It's another major setback for investigators searching for Kenia Monge. And they know the hopes of finding her alive fade with each passing hour.
It was incredibly frustrating not knowing anything. You're kind of lost.
Okay, we're missing something.
Denver Police Department said, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. We still haven't heard anything.
But the cameras at the loft apartments aren't the only ones that captured Kenia that night. There's another witness that records a telltale glimpse of the missing woman.
In truth, she was just sort of a walking target.
It's been 6 days since anyone has heard from 19-year-old Kenia Monge. She's been caught on tape at the 24K bar the night she vanished. And she's seen again at the loft apartments at around 2 a.m. Now, police are hoping other surveillance cameras might help them pick up her trail one more time.
We're missing something. Okay, look, here are the lofts. Okay, so...
They check camera after camera after camera, looking for any sign of Kenia. But there's nothing.
All that tape has to be that she has to have gone into this area.
Until they cue up the camera from a hotel just a block away from the apartment where she was last seen. The camera overlooks the lobby. They scroll through, looking for the missing woman. Then, at 2:04 a.m., they come upon these ghost-like frames.
That's her for sure.
They study each second, each frame of the video.
We see her walking across the hotel lobby.
She's alone and seems okay. Does she meet someone at the hotel? From the lobby layout, they deduce she was there to make a restroom stop.
She went to the bathroom there, was there for quite some time.
Police know she's been drinking and might not be aware of her surroundings. Is anyone following her? But the lobby surveillance camera is where the trail goes cold. There is no more video of her leaving.
Just seemed like it was dead end after dead end after dead end.
See, I don't... Hope was all that kept everyone together. Hope is very powerful. It gets you through.
Not yet. I know this is a tough time right now.
I'm still calling this front desk cop, asking him, is there anything? Do you have anything?
The police told us they doing everything in their power to find her. I need my daughter home. And that moment I was desperate.
With detectives out of leads, Tony Lee launches an investigation of his own. He starts with Kenia's cell phone.
I went through her phone messages and I'm looking for who she was in contact at night.
And as he searches the phone,
And the message says, "Hi, this is Travis, guy in a creepy white van, asking, did she get home okay?"
Maria, come look at this.
Felt that, okay, this seems to be the last person that she would have been with that night. So I immediately call.
Hello, is this Travis?
Tony explains Kenia is missing. Concerned, Travis immediately agrees to meet with Tony at the gas station where he last saw Kenia in the middle of the night.
There was a white van parked out in the back of this Conoco station, and I guess this was where he wanted to meet me.
It must be Travis. Hey, Travis.
Travis tells Tony the strange story of how he met Kenia.
Tell me what happened.
He said he was headed home around 2 a.m. when he spotted her.
He said that he noticed on the sidewalk this young lady, black dress, black short mini skirt, red heels, and she was talking to a homeless guy. He thought that this doesn't look right.
Can you help me?
So he decided to ask her, "Hey, are you all right?"
Listen, I'm lost.
Kenia has lost her friends and cell phone.
I need to go home. If you can help me, give me a lift.
Travis offers to help track them down.
Sorry, it's a little messy.
He took her, drove her around, didn't find anything.
But I really need to find my friends and my phone.
When they fail to find her friends, he offers to drive her home.
But if you want, I can just drop you off.
He said we headed out to downtown, giving her a ride home. As we were on our way, she said she wanted a cigarette.
Travis then pulls into the gas station so Kenia can buy cigarettes.
Oh, no.
But the store is closed.
Closed, huh?
Travis is about to pull away and take Kenia home
Actually, no, there's a guy with a cigarette.
when she spots a guy in the distance.
Just give me 1 second, okay?
I'll be right here.
Kenia heads over to bum a smoke from the man. Travis waits for her to return so he can drive her home.
All right, well. Hey, are you coming or what? Okay, have a good night.
But she doesn't.
They just took off. And he said, and that's the last that I've seen of her.
I really should have drove her home, man. I'm sorry.
Tony is devastated. He was hoping Travis would be able to lead him to Kenia.
Good luck with everything, eh? All right, take care, brother.
When Tony tells detectives about what Travis Forbes told him, they bring the Good Samaritan in for an interview.
Travis, this is Detective Gruy. How's it going, Mr. Travis Forbes?
And tell me what happened.
She was drunk and very emotional. I mean, she was looking for somebody to, comfort her. Yes, to comfort her.
Detective Garule questions Travis about the mystery man.
She asked him for a cigarette, and they walked off, and that's it. That was it. And I went home.
He went back to his girlfriend's house, Carrie Humphrey, and that's where he was.
Do you ever have any contact with her?
No.
And she verified his alibi.
Any sort of weirdness about her walking over?
Travis is in the clear.
I would have done something.
You know what, Travis? No one's blaming you, dude. No one's trying to...
But he has given detectives another clue. One that could lead them to more CCTV of Kenia and the stranger she left with.
First question the police were asking is there any kind of recorded evidence, any kind of security video at the gas station?
Detectives approach the manager, expecting to walk away with footage and hopefully get one step closer to tracking down Kenia.
Do you have any cameras around here?
It turns out there was no security camera at the gas station.
Good time. Take care. Bye.
The gas station lead that sounded so promising turns out to be just another dead end.
At this point, there's not really much we can do, but just kind of like a miracle will happen.
Just know that we're doing everything in our power.
We just left the doors open for her, just hoping that she'll just come back home.
I know.
With the police investigation stalled, journalists keep the case of the missing student in the public eye.
The Lees are living every parent's nightmare. Kenia Monge went missing 6 weeks ago.
We know somebody is keeping her from contacting us.
I felt like every time we did a story, we were helping keep Kenya's name out there.
We got just one question. Where is Kenya?
And that's what the family wanted. They just felt like the more eyes that saw this, the more chances they had of solving the mystery of what happened to her.
Police say they've already followed up on several leads.
All those news stories about the missing woman bring in a flood of tips, including one tip that gives police a much-needed break. An owner of a local bakery hands over a drive loaded with 5 days of surveillance footage.
Okay, let's see what you got us here.
She thinks there's something and someone on the video connected to the case. This video will solve the mystery of what happened to Kenia Monge. The search for Kenia Monge has led to one dead end after another. Until now.
Okay, let's see what you got us here.
Detective Estrada has access to a hard drive from a bakery. It contains video captured from the bakery owner's office on the day Kenia went missing. When they cue it up, they're shocked to see a familiar face. Travis Forbes.
Is that Travis?
Yes, Travis
For
Ford.
sure.
Travis runs a granola bar business from this bakery. Nothing suspicious about that. Until Estrada sees what he does next. Travis walks into an office. A few seconds later, the camera shuts down. Police know you cut the camera when you've got something to hide. When the tape comes back on, they spot something ominous.
Why is he wearing big yellow gloves?
It wasn't the kind of gloves you wear for baking granola bars. It was the kind of gloves you would wear when you're cleaning something up.
Could this be a crime scene cleanup? When they cut to the camera from the storeroom, what they see chills this veteran detective to the bone. Travis is seen wheeling a large container that he uses for his granola bars into a freezer. The problem is, granola bars aren't frozen. So what's in that cooler? Whatever it is, it's sealed with duct tape. And the box is big. Just big enough for a petite body like Kenya's.
Well, I did think right away, there it is.
Cooler like that at 5 in the morning and put it in the freezer?
Kenya's body's in that cooler.
She was tiny and this was a big cooler. It was just nauseating, really.
He's put it in the freezer.
That is the evidence the police need to pursue this guy.
Could cameras have caught Travis cutting off surveillance, cleaning up evidence, and then concealing a body? Denver police detectives catch up with their man, 65 miles north of the city, in the college town of Fort Collins. He's already admitted he was with Kenia the night she vanished. And now he's caught on tape. Travis folds.
Well, everything is true about what I told you, except for obviously dropping her off. And she started hitting me. I started hitting her back.
When you say by hitting, were you punching her?
5 months after the crime, Travis Forbes admits he killed Kenia Monge.
And then she started to scream. And I strangled her, I strangled her. And I killed her.
Travis agrees to show detectives where he buried Kenia, and police capture it on tape.
This is where you guys stop.
He stepped out of the truck and he let out this like wail, this just blood curdling wail. I thought, this is where she is.
Right there.
She missed the bus just by seconds. All of a sudden, she disappears. She harbored this hope to continue her doctoral studies in the US, but then going back to China to be a leader in her discipline of environmental engineering. Maybe this is a situation where she was kidnapped. Or she's just confused. Something happened to her medically. There was almost an exact 1-minute conversation between the driver of this vehicle and Ying. I'd like you to be more forthcoming with me. I need to find where she lives. This is the whole thing. How does people want to come save me? You know what? You know what happened. It's like June 2017. 26-year-old Ying Zhang is boldly following her dreams. She's a visiting scholar from China at the University of Illinois, conducting research on crop production. Ying got here in April of 2017. I've got a picture of Mom, Dad, and Ying at the train station when she got on the train at home to leave to come to Illinois. She was really interested in crop production and improving methods of crop production back in China. She's in her early 20s. She's at school. She's learning. She's happy. Before coming to America, Ying grew up over 7,000 miles away in southeastern China. She's the oldest child in a close-knit family of 4. Going to college, moving from 3 hours away from home was a lot. I can't imagine what it's like to move from a different country, trying to navigate life that way. I know that she did miss her family. She would call them often, and I know that they missed her a lot too. She loved to sing, and she was part of a band called Cute Horse. She is someone who is genuinely very kind. She has a certain innocence to her. She was very close to her parents, especially to her mother. Rong Gao is the father. He was a truck driver back in China. Li Fong is the mom, and she was in poor health and very fragile. Life was a struggle for them. Ying was a dutiful daughter who performed many of the functions within the household. Coming from families with limited means, academic excellence was seen as the only way out. She did her master's degree at Peking University's graduate school, where she studied environmental engineering. Afterwards, she received a researcher position at the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Her monthly salary was 4,000 yuan, which would probably be about $700. And she would use that to supplement her family's income. Now in 2017, Ying accepts a 1-year research position as a visiting scholar at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. Champaign-Urbana is a modest-sized community, a small town in a lot of ways. The students travel all around town, ride bicycles. It's very pastoral, and there are a significant number of students, undergrad and graduate, from China. Being able to go to another country, especially the United States, to pursue further studies, especially trained as a scientist, is an affirmation of personal excellence. On June 9, 2017, 2 months after she arrives in the United States, Ying schedules a 2 p.m. appointment to tour a new apartment. Ying was excited to be moving, and she was meeting one of the leasing agents to tour it and potentially sign. She has the opportunity to move to a new apartment in North Urbana, which is north of campus. And so she has to take the bus to get down to Central Campus. And she has to get off that bus and catch another bus that's going to take her north on Lincoln out of campus, where it's student housing. There's a significant number of students. 5 hours later, at 7 p.m. that night, Ying is supposed to meet a group of her lab mates for their regularly scheduled meeting. She never arrives. They call and text, but no one can reach her. Ying was always on time. So her lab mates thought that it was really weird that she didn't show up, because Ying would never not show up to anything without notice. I was the head of the department Ying was associated with. I was at the movies with both my sons, and I got out and I got a text from the leader of the lab group saying, I have a student that's missing. And then I gave that person a call, and I just said, have you called the police? At 9:24 p.m., Yingying's lab mates report her missing to the University Police Department. This was unusual. I've never had anything like that happen with a student gone missing. We were concerned about her. We wanted to know what was going on. University police officers check her apartment. She's not there. But they find cash, important documents and belongings, which tells them she didn't go far. While searching her apartment, officers locate her diary. They skim through its pages for clues to her whereabouts. One of the last things that she had written in it was, "Life is too short to be ordinary." I think about that almost like weekly, if not daily. It just really shows how she wanted to continue living her life. I think it's just a really heavy thing to hear, especially it being the last entry there. That evening, University of Illinois police make a difficult phone call to Yingying's family in China. The thought of Yingying leaving China and coming to the United States had to be scary to the family. For them to have this happen, they were devastated. I think the best word I could use to describe what they were feeling was horrified. On June 10th, the day after Yingying was last seen, University police began working the case as a missing persons investigation. The University Police Department went to all the hangout places where students congregated. They searched tirelessly over that weekend for Yingying. I worked at the school newspaper, the Daily Illini. I think this was such a big case, and I was just interested in it in that way as a student journalist. Both of us being new to the university, it just struck me on a personal level. The city of Champaign. It's a smaller city. There was such a tremendous outpouring of support of Yingying's family to find Yingying. Missing posters for Yingying were posted on every corner. People who were on campus were basically surrounded by these posters, and her picture was everywhere. I was on the faculty at the University of Finland College of Law. I had a graduate course where I would teach international students the American trial system. It was devastating to us. The thought that something like this could happen on our campus with one of our students. This is crazy. This is crazy. The search for Yingying intensifies. We received a lot of surveillance footage, and we were able to trace Yingying's entire route. The investigation takes a dark turn. Another university student said she was approached by a strange individual who presented himself as an undercover police officer and wanted her to get into the car. And a community fears the worst. Once it's clear that she got in that car, now it's kidnapping. Monday, June 12th, 2 days after Yingying Zhang was last seen at the University of Illinois, word spreads of her disappearance, shaking the quiet college community. Police were all around looking for her, and students who were still on campus were extremely scared. That fear increases as more details of the investigation become known. University police reveal that a check of Yingying's cell phone records show the last text she sent was on the afternoon of June 9th to the leasing agent for her new apartment. At 1:39 p.m., Yingying sends a text saying she would be about 30 minutes late, and she ends up never showing up. At 2:38 p.m., he checks in again, seeing where she's at, but there's no answer. There's no more texts between them, and the last communication anybody had with Yingying was with that leasing agent. All of a sudden, the communication stops. She's just gone. 3 days into the search, University police reach out to the FBI for help. They had been working almost non-stop for the last several days and were in some ways exhausted, and in other ways just kind of needing some more resources. So when they called, our entire office showed up to help them with what they had on their hands. The first move for FBI agents is to retrace Yingying's steps. They know on the day she went missing, she had an appointment to tour an apartment north of campus. Based on her cell data, they also know she took the bus. She's going to come to main campus on a bus. Because she doesn't have a car, she's going to use public transportation. We received a lot of surveillance footage from the metro system. The buses had a lot of cameras. And from those cameras, we were actually able to trace Ying Ying's entire route. Federal agents scanned through the mountain of digital footage from June 9th, the day Ying Ying went missing. They get their first glimpse of her when they identify Ying Ying boarding a bus at 1:35 p.m. You see Ying Ying get on the bus from her apartment. She smiles at the bus driver as she shows her bus ticket. The surveillance video shows Ying Ying exiting the bus 17 minutes later at 1:52 p.m. Then she walks down the street toward another stop to transfer to another bus. The security camera that caught Ying Ying. You can see Ying Ying trying to catch the next bus. I think she missed it by a few seconds. And then you can kind of see her in the footage sort of like giving up and letting the bus go, and probably trying to figure out what to do next. Investigators scour these images of Ying Ying for any clues, and they see something that piques their interest. As Ying Ying waits for another bus, a black four-door vehicle drives up to her and stops. There was almost an exact 1-minute conversation between the driver of this vehicle and Ying Ying, after which she gets into the passenger seat, and that vehicle proceeds to travel off camera. Once it's clear that she got in that car, now it's a potential kidnapping. With the case now potentially a kidnapping, concern about Ying Ying's safety grows. Using the extensive surveillance camera system in the university area, FBI analysts determined the vehicle is a black four-door Saturn Astra sedan. It had only been manufactured for a very short period of time. It was identifiable, but they can't read the license plate. Everyone within the FBI and the University Police Department was trying desperately to identify the license plate on that vehicle, or some other mark that can make it highly identifiable so that way we could find it. The vehicle proceeds off of the university grounds, off of their campuses, and goes into a more residential area, and we lose a lot of the surveillance at that point. Then a report comes in about a concerning incident on campus on the same day Ying Ying disappeared. The University Police Department actually received a call from another university student, Emily Hogan, who said she was approached by a strange individual in a black vehicle on the 9th. We called her that night, and she came in and spoke with us and told us all about her experience. She said this individual presented himself as an undercover police officer and wanted her to get into the car. She declined and immediately called the police. The FBI believes it could be the same car Ying Ying is seen getting into. I think Ying Ying was understandably really stressed with everything that was going on and was put in that situation on a seemingly safe campus. So it makes sense that she would have trusted him and gotten into the car. We didn't know whether other people were at risk or not, whether that person could be out there, that it might happen again. 4 days after Ying Ying Zhang vanishes from the University of Illinois campus, the FBI is searching for the black car she's seen entering on surveillance video. Agents believe the same Saturn Astra approached another young woman earlier on the day Ying Ying disappeared, and the driver tried to coerce her into the vehicle. They turned to automobile registration records for Champaign County and the surrounding counties. Agents discover there are only 9 four-door Saturn Astras registered in Champaign County. On the 12th, our canvas teams went in and attempted to make contact with every owner of a Saturn Astra. Investigators tracked down and clear all 9 potential suspects, one by one. There was nothing specific at that moment that would have raised any additional suspicion. Hoping to find something that can help focus their search, something they might have missed earlier. Investigators return to the surveillance footage. Finally, something catches their eye. Somebody noticed that the hubcap was cracked. It had a piece missing. And in zooming in, you could also see the vehicle had a sunroof. One of the FBI agents who spoke to the Astra owners in Champaign County recalls seeing only one Astra that had a sunroof. He cross-references his list. It belongs to 27-year-old Brent Christensen. Brent Christensen was a grad student in the physics department. The TA, he was teaching other students, and earning his own degree at the same time. Generally pretty quiet and kept to himself. Agents review the statement Brent Christensen made when they first asked him about the day Ying Ying went missing. He said he was home that day, was sleeping. His wife was out of town. He was playing video games, and there was nothing suspicious at that time that would put any more attention on him. Officers go back out to the apartment where Christensen lives, and the car is parked in the parking lot. They looked at that hubcap, and it had the exact same break, the exact damage that was in that surveillance footage. Investigators believe they found the car seen with Ying Ying in the surveillance video. It's a major discovery, but they want to confirm it was Brent Christensen behind the wheel before they confront him. They reach out to Emily Hogan, the woman who reported that a man in a black car approached her the same day Ying Ying was abducted. We presented her with a lineup of individuals. She went through those pictures and immediately identified Christensen as the person who was driving that vehicle on that morning. Emily Hogan's experience. Her identification of Christensen showed that he was, in some ways, hunting to try to find a victim. Based on the information we had, we were very confident that Christensen had, in fact, kidnapped Ying Ying. Armed with Emily's positive ID of Brent Christensen, Agent Manganaro races to his house and brings him in for questioning. Why do you think that we brought you up here? Because the car I own was seen picking up a girl that's missing. Yeah. Damn. You originally told the agents that came to your apartment that you just played video games all day long and leave the apartment. Yep. But it's fair to say that we know that that's not true. Correct. Why we're on the plot. I work in the Detectives Bureau at the U of I, and you know what we have access to? Cameras. Do you think that we're not going to track a vehicle all over campus? I know that you picked her up. I know you did. Okay. Do you remember the girl's name that you picked up? No. She was talking to a girl in English. What was her ethnicity? You said she had trouble speaking English. Well, she was Asian. She was Asian. Okay. I was just driving around. I saw a girl, and she was very distressed.
Okay.
So I stopped the car and looked at her. He finished her. She needed help. Talked to her for a little bit. I gave her the shoulder. I apparently took the wrong terms with everything what she said, and that was enough to sweep her. I'm not going to keep someone there. They're on my car. Just put me in there, somewhere else. That was the last I saw her. Come on. My impression of Christensen was that he was capable of manipulation. We knew that something terrible had happened, and there was a lot of pressure. We were operating under the hope that she was still alive, maybe being held against her will by Christensen at an unknown location. My theory is that she can get out of the car and just be nothing with him. My theory is she was in there a little bit longer. I'd like you to be more forthcoming with me, because, again, I need to find machines. I'd like you to be more forthcoming with me, because, again, I need to find machines. 6 days after the disappearance of Ying Ying Zhang, Brent Christensen admits to giving her a ride on June 9th, but insists he dropped her off and hasn't seen her since. Investigators put their suspect on a 24-hour investigative hold. I immediately set out to write a search warrant and met the magistrate judge that night while other agents were keeping an eye on the vehicle and got that search warrant signed to go seize it. BI agents inspect Brent's Saturn Astra, but they find no physical evidence linking Ying Ying to the vehicle. The FBI is confident they have the right man, but they can't hold him without evidence. They decide to release him and keep track of him, put him under surveillance. We had 24-hour surveillance on him, GPS trackers on the car. We had aerial assets circling above, hoping that he might lead us to where she was at or give us some clue of a location to search. It was a really scary time. The investigation was ongoing and nobody really knew what had happened to Ying Ying. This was genuinely a really scary experience for the whole college community. FBI. Surveillance teams continue tracking Brent Christensen for several days, but without any luck. At that same time, some of the other agents met with his wife and had a voluntary interview with her at her residence. Investigators learned their marriage is anything but ordinary. Chris Chitson and his wife had an open relationship. They each had another girlfriend or boyfriend on the side. Brent met his girlfriend, Tara Bullis, on a dating site in 2017. Christensen and Tara were involved in like a domineering, submissive type relationship. From Tara's perspective, it was mutual, and she still maintained a great deal of control. When we went and talked to Tara, she was very open about their relationship, was very concerned about the missing student, Ying Ying, and agreed to help us find out what was going on and if Christensen had any involvement. So Tara agreed to wear a wire for us and record the conversations that she had with him. In all of these scenarios, it can be a risk. We don't know if the person we're asking to help us is going to turn around and then tell Christensen everything that we just talked to them about. We don't know. But in this instance, we really needed to find Ying Yang. And so that risk was very worth it. You have agents watching him. You have agents watching her. And, you know, the risky thing, I think, for the FBI is that if he discovers that wire, he could harm her. While this was going on, we also had massive efforts underway, searching fields, searching dumpsters, searching parks, looking for anything that might give some sort of indication as to where Ying Ying was. The family has this hope. They want her to be alive. And so if you have that hope, then she's going to be alive. In your own thinking, she's going to be alive. And so the Chinese community, the family, and the local community are going to have a march in support of the search for Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. The March for Ying Ying brought a lot of people in the community together and out to kind of commemorate her. And it was really emotional. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. The March for Ying Ying takes place on the University of Illinois campus on June 29th, 20 days after she was last seen. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. Brent Christensen decides he's going to participate in that march. Christensen ordered Tara to attend that event with him. She agreed, and as she had done in her past interactions with him, wore a wire to that event. It's 6:46 on Thursday, June 29th. We're at the benefit for the walk, so I'm thinking I'm just going to turn this on right now, so that it's on while we walk. At the event, Christensen started making disclosures to her that if the people at the event knew who he was and what he had done, they would flee in terror. It's just a whole thing. But those people are nice. I wonder if I'm safe. I have no idea what happened. You know what happened. I know we all know what happened. I know we all know what happened. Not even you, like you're the only one. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. Let's find Ying Ying. June 29th, 2017. 20 days into the search for missing college student Ying Ying Zhang. Students at the University of Illinois hold a march to support her. The marchers include Brent Christensen, the prime suspect in her disappearance. He doesn't know his girlfriend is wearing a wire for the FBI. I know a woman. They're walking through Champaign, and he proceeds to tell her how he kidnapped Ying Ying, how he caused her a great deal of physical harm, how he assaulted her, bound her. She was found. She what? She what? What? She fight. What is her deal with it? Who's the resilience I tried to show her? She didn't. I stepped on her back. We could die. I couldn't believe it. She was black. Unbelievable. Supernatural, almost. How we used to be. I know Tara was very fearful throughout this entire exchange, and you can actually hear in that captured recording her heartbeat. I choked her with the pen that I released her breath. And I believe it, that she fell off. So I carried her into my bathroom, dropped the bat, and I hit her on the head as hard as I could. It was, in a lot of ways, a powerful moment for all of us. We knew that Christensen had kidnapped Ying Ying. We knew that something terrible had happened. And now we have him describing it. I don't care if she's dead or not, so I cut a knife. I cut a knife and she grabbed the fourth. Christensen was capable of immense violence, and he had a lot of pride in what he had done. We had all been working so tirelessly over the last several weeks, the entire team, to get to this moment. We had enough to make an arrest. On June 30th, 2017, the FBI arrests and charges Brent Christensen for Ying Ying Zhang's death. It was a relief to make an arrest, to put Christensen in jail. But we still didn't have Ying Ying, and that was our goal. We wanted to find where she was. When the charges are brought against Christensen, there's an ounce he's arrested. That's a shock. The family is hoping that he has hidden her away somewhere. It was tough. It took them a while to accept the fact that she was really dead. Christensen's arrest brought a lot of relief to myself and the rest of the college campus. It was also really confusing of just how could somebody that I thought was teaching me something do something so horrible? Law enforcement has every reason to believe Ying Ying is dead. They need to find her body. But Brent Christensen is keeping his secret. He declined a second interview, so our work wasn't done, and we continued to search the area and tried to find some sort of evidence as to where she was. Police execute a search warrant at Brent's apartment. Although there's no sign of Ying Ying, they do find evidence of an assault. We find blood stains on the mattress. We found evidence that blood had gotten up against the wall behind the mattress and had seeped down into the carpet. And then we find that the bathroom had been tremendously clean. We discovered Christensen had put in a work order to his apartment complex a couple days after he killed Ying Ying for the grout and the tub in the bathroom to be redone. Investigators also locate what they believe is the bat Brent used to beat Ying Ying. They send the bat and blood samples to the forensics lab for testing. The crime scene evidence absolutely confirmed the admissions that he made during the parade was true. Investigators also dig into Brent Christensen's social media, where they find more disturbing information about their suspect. He had some posts on different websites that discussed. There was one in particular that we found very concerning. It described kidnapping someone, putting them in a duffel bag, proceeding to have a sexual encounter. What was particularly disturbing was when you compared it to the Amazon purchase records of Christensen. We found a purchase of a very large green duffel bag that could easily fit a person inside it. And the realization that she was likely put into a bag just like this and carried against her will into the apartment. It hits you. It makes it real. 21 days after Ying Ying Zhang goes missing, investigators have built a solid case against Brent Christensen, but they still don't have a body. The family. There's certainly anger. There's always anger. To think that this man, in any form of brutal way, kidnapped and killed your daughter. It's beyond your ability as a human being to fathom. So the family's position was that he should receive the death penalty, although they know that not having a body will make it more difficult to win a conviction. Prosecutors move forward with plans for the trial. On June 24, 2019, after a 2-day trial, a federal jury finds Brent Christensen guilty of kidnapping resulting in a death. Next, the jury deliberates on his sentencing. Of the 12 jurors, 10 voted for the death penalty, 2 didn't. And so, because a unanimous verdict was not reached, our killer was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. I couldn't even say how I felt. I was happy that there was a verdict and that he would go away for the rest of his life. I thought it was going to feel like the ending of a story. But it didn't really feel like there was that closure that you would get. When the verdict was initially read, emotions were really high. I don't think Ying Ying's family felt as though justice was served, as they were really adamant about wanting the death penalty. But instead, Christensen got life in prison. At the conclusion of the trial, court gave authorization for me to take Ying Ying's journal from evidence and replace it with a copy. And I was able to give that journal to Ying Ying's mom. It's all Ying Ying's family has of her. Because Brent Christensen refuses to say what he did with her body after killing her. He personally has never told the FBI, but he's told his attorneys what he did. And they tell us, because the trial's over. So immunity's gone. Nothing else can happen. They tell us that he had dismembered the body, put her remains in the dumpster outside of the apartment building, was taken to a landfill. The area in the landfill was probably half a football field, so the likelihood of recovering her body is virtually nil. I'm not sure if there will ever be closure for the family in that Ying Ying was never found. Parents' worst nightmare is losing a child. Just think about her and how excited she was when she came here. I got kids, I got kids in graduate school. And I think about that. And, it's just, life's not fair. Bad things happen to good people. And this is a case of that. Ying Ying's loved ones returned to China without their daughter. To honor her memory, they establish a memorial fund at the university, where the student body is forever touched by Ying Ying's final words, her diary entries, or her conversations with herself. The last line is, "Life is too short to be ordinary." This kind of thinking that one makes something out of one's ordinary life, in the sense of making a difference, doing something meaningful. That was something that she was probably telling herself when she was still navigating this very new country, this very strange new life to her. At the end of the day, this is something that should have never happened, and Ying Ying should still be here.